Yeah. I'm only saying that because this is very, very weird for me. Um, Rule 34. I want to concentrate on that. Regardless of what my personal feelings are on it, that is just a known. It's something that, it, for good or for bad, it's there. The internet is the internet. Everything is networked, and that's just the way it is. And I personally think that that's a good thing. I think that knowing that basically almost nothing that gets posted to the internet itself, because that's what I consider Rule 34, more so being posted to the internet than, say, you just taking a digital picture and storing it on your own, removable drive that isn't even always hooked up to your computer. Knowing that anything that's uploaded to the internet will always be there, I think it's kind of a good thing. If you're looking for something from years ago, you might be able to find it. So, in today's world, it's just something that needs to be accepted. And it confuses me that I'm 39 years old and I know this shit about the cloud, about uploading something to the internet, and that, even in the cloud, and even if these people had used two-step or two-factor security, which they didn't, but even if they had, there's the potential for it to be hacked. Governments get hacked. Major banks get hacked. To hack into a private person's cloud storage probably isn't that difficult for somebody who wants in. Locks are only there to keep honest people honest. That adage probably holds the same meaning for stuff that you think is secure on the internet or in the cloud. I can't see how people don't get that. Somebody who's 24 years old or 22 years old and has grown up with this, it shouldn't be a foreign concept to them. I mean, yes, admittedly, I'm a huge nerd and I love tech, but I haven't built my own computer in about 8 years, so it's not like I'm, still completely in the know. But I know this shit. So to have somebody younger and knows nothing but this type of generation when it comes to this stuff, they should know this stuff, and it's confusing to me that they don't. Also, you talked about searching for, if you were to Google your own name and who knows what might come up, people that have photoshopped stuff. My response to that is, I wouldn't fucking consider it flattering either, but my response to that is, since probably the inception of web browsers, I'm trying to really think back, they have all had security levels to choose from when it comes to not just what you're searching, but what you can have access to through that web browser. There's ways around that, but that's not what we're talking about. We're just saying that if you don't want to see certain things, you can change your security settings and your filter, I guess. I'm not sure what they're called now. But you can change it, and it'll stop certain things from coming up. There's different levels to it. I haven't changed any settings like that in years, so I don't know what it's even like now. But I'm sure they still exist, because there are still children, and we want to stop them from looking at stuff they shouldn't be. So even as an adult, if there's some stuff you don't want to see, change your settings. It's not difficult. I made a whole rant video on my ranting channel, which is probably where I'll upload this, about this entire situation. And it is disgusting, but what disgusted me more was that people didn't want to talk about the situation as a whole. They only wanted to concentrate on one or two things, and not really discuss it. And I found that disturbing. And I actually had somebody on Facebook delete me as a friend on Facebook over this, because I was like, well, there's this and there's that and there's this and there's that. There's all of these other things, not just the one thing you're talking about. And they deleted me over it for, I wouldn't even say stating an opinion. I was stating facts about the cases we know it, about what happened and how and why it happened. As you said, and I completely agree because I don't use the cloud, if there's something that you don't want out there, then don't even create the possibility for it to be out there. You know, when an ex-girlfriend tells me, you deleted those photos, right? Of course I did. Of course I deleted those photos. I'm sure that's what everybody says. Did they really? Do you know if they did? How can you prove that they deleted them? There's things that you just have to accept. If you're willing to put that material out there, you have to be willing to accept the consequences. What these hackers did was illegal, and I hope they're caught and I hope they're tried and convicted. But it's much larger than just that, and you can see that. I'll put the response, or I'll put my rant video down in the description here. But it's just amazing to me that that's where we are today. You know, you have both sides. You got the people that are saying that the celebrities are whores. No, they're not. They took fucking pictures. There's pictures of me I don't want out there. I'm a whore, I guess. And then you've got the other side in defense of the women, claiming that everybody that downloaded these pictures and shared them, it's the same as rape. Well, I think that's way fucking extreme as well. You know, we as a society need to change the way we view this kind of stuff. And it's going to get worse and worse and worse. But with that, it's going to get better. And I do want to talk about one thing here. With that, it has the chance of getting better. With Apple's WDCC, or whatever they call it, from this year, they were talking about their health kit, health, and how they're working with Bon Secours and all of these other different hospitals to use, you know, the iPhone and iPad and I'm sure the new iPhone 6, to use this stuff to better help track people's health and wellness. I think that's fucking amazing. That's what is great about this cloud technology. That's what makes this shit worth it. The time and effort these people put into creating this stuff, you're seeing it come to fruition, and you're seeing great shit come from it. But now, because of this iCloud hack, and it wasn't even a security breach in Apple standards, and I agree, I'm not going to go into that here. But because of that, Apple is not going to allow any apps that push data to a cloud service with that health. That kind of sucks. I think that would be a necessity when it comes to how well this new system would work. Not having access to the cloud would be, I think, a little crippling to what they were originally trying to design. And now they can't. Now they know that, well, people are going to think that we have security problems, so we have to change something in the public view. We don't want our stocks to drop, and this and that. There's so much that goes into this stuff, people. It's not just what you see. There's so much more behind the scenes that controls why these decisions are made. Rule 34. I like it. If you don't want stuff out there, don't put it out there, as you said. So that's my response video, and I'm about to do something just because, 39 years old? No. All right, I'm out.